So the cat was a little bit naughty, and she seems to have put herself in the corner. She's like fascinated with her shadow. Yeah. Strange, strange cat. She's just sitting staring at her shadow. Oh, waiting for it to move. Whoops. That's quite funny. Up early this morning. I'm going to have a quick cup of coffee and then get started with picking olives, because I leave just after midnight tonight again for the next trip. So I'm going to try and get as much done as possible and then still go to the lagar to drop it off, the olives off, and that's, I know, waiting in a queue. Early morning in the olive grove. So I'm at the lagar now at Sobral de Campo. There is a bit of a queue, but it's not as bad as, I've had in the past. I mean, I've had where it was queuing right past the crossroads way behind me. Coming at just before 2 is maybe a good plan on a Sunday. So we'll see how it goes. So the way this works now is I drive onto this way bridge. I'm the next in line, and I go inside. They give a piece of paper with the weight and whatever on, and then I'll drive around and drop off the olives, and then I come back and they weigh the van again to see how much lighter it is, and the difference will be the weight of the olives. So you can see this is where you drop it off over here, and then it goes over there. I don't know if you can see through the dirty window, the press over there. But when I pull up, I'll get a better shot. Okay. Got a big bucket of spinach and Swiss chard for the sheep and the pigs. They're gonna love this. Got more straw to top up pig houses. Are you hiding over there? Right, let's wheel this down. Top up straw houses, or houses with straw. So when I decided to buy a farm and start a homestead, I thought I'd become self-sufficient. But I've soon realized that's not what this is about. I've learnt many skills since I've started on this homesteading journey. I've learnt how to build a wall with bottle bricks. And my temporary window solution until I can get like proper window frames made and put in perspex glass. This has worked. So you learn to be creative, but this doesn't make you self-sufficient. You're coming to look at all the feathers all over the floor. The cats have killed a bird and left it in my shower. When I was sitting in the apartment in Norway, surrounded by snow, I had this idea that I would have all these vegetable gardens and I would be growing all my own food. But although achieved some success, I've only got a few raised garden beds, and to maintain them is not always easy when you have to work at the same time doing other jobs. I'm still not sure what this is. Something over here has come up everywhere, and this looks like sort of in between the onion plants here. It looks like it's something that's seeded here and it's not growing outside, so I'm wondering what on earth this is. The squash and the pumpkins, they grew so well. Look at the size of the leaves. There's still flowers coming, but they actually have not produced any squash, pumpkins or melons. And the cat's digging in here. I've tried with the spoons, I've tried with the forks, I've tried with all of that. You can see these broken ones lying there. It's, yeah. Keeping them out is a challenge. I really must go out and waterproof this so that I can put it up out of the way, because at the moment it's still taking up space on the floor over here. Another skill I've learned along the way is how to build with cordwood. And despite one's best intentions to become self-sufficient, that's never going to happen for me on this homestead, and that's okay. Some things you plant will grow really well. Some things you don't plant will grow even better. A lot of what you plant, not all your fruit trees will make it, but that goes with the territory, I guess. I'm going to my sweet potato that has gone crazy in there, but I don't know, this giant weed that's coming there. The fact of the matter is, despite your best intentions, the animals still need vitamins and minerals, which they're not going to just get from grazing and acorns. So you are going to have to buy feed for the animals. So you can't be self-sufficient if you have animals. The fact of the matter is, despite all our intentions to become self-sufficient, we aren't actually able to live like our ancestors did. For one thing, the tools that we use, those tools, we don't use the tools that the people used to use in the olden days. We're using our Ryobi battery drills, etc. That comes from somewhere. The fencing that we use, the latches, the bolts, the wire, all of it has to come from somewhere. You're not making this yourself. So to set up a homestead, you're going to need money. You have to constantly be coming up with creative solutions to try and solve problems. Things will go wrong. You will have some animals die. You will save some animals. Some animals won't fall pregnant. Some might end up getting sent to the market. All kinds of things will happen. What's that, snickerdoodle? You're trying to get close. Sometimes you can share your harvest with the animals. The important thing is to acknowledge when things are out of your expertise, and you might have to get some help. Never be afraid to ask for help, and that's why it's important, if you are homesteading, to be a part of a community where you can get help when it's needed. So I'm here with my friend Greg on his farm. He's got this amazing orange tree that is so heavily laden, and busy collecting oranges for my pigs, who absolutely love oranges, and it's a great source of vitamins for them. Ooh, I've just noticed I do have some things coming up here. There we go. Excellent. So good leaf collection. All different kinds of leaves. All edible to make a nice healthy green soup. So just because I've been able to harvest a whole pot full of goodness that I can turn into a delicious green soup, doesn't mean that I can live a self-sufficient lifestyle. see who's eating, who's not eating. Are their backs straight? Because the sheep, if their backs are like a triangle, if it like goes pointy at the top, then that could be a sign there's a problem. But I'm just watching them now because Ruby is very, no, now I'm going to be letting them out now, but Ruby is very, very heavily pregnant, and it looks like it's quite close. I'm just keeping an eye as well on Kate because I think she's pregnant, but she hasn't started with her teeth development yet. Oh, you wagging your tail. Are you actually coming into season there, Betty? Oh. Yeah. Henry's giving the lovesick smile over there. So maybe Betty's coming into season. Could be. I don't know if she's in the standing heat. We'll see. She's sort of been a bit of a late developer, old Betty. Yeah. Henry definitely is making the I'm interested in you noise. Not quite standing though. But she is peeing, which is obviously a sign that she's coming into season. So she might have been bred already. Oh my goodness, there goes Lizzie again. And Freckles. And there's Ruby hiding behind Betty. Betty's smiling. Are you smiling again? What are you sniffing? I think she might be coming into season. But Ruby, what's happening with you? What's happening with you? Freckles, we know you have a voice, and then you love to use it. Yes, yes, you two noisies. Yes, Ruby always likes a scratch, eh? Yes. And you, naughty boy, naughty boy, naughty boy. Oh, you can smell the orange on my hand. Yes, Ruby. You trying to eat me here, Henry? Because you can smell the oranges on my hand. Yeah, so look at Ruby. Look how wide she is. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just coming to, I've been checking on Ruby every 3 hours because I think she's close to lambing, and I think it's going to be more than one. So just to make sure that they don't both try and come out at the same time and get stuck. So yeah, so I'm just checking on the sheep 1 o'clock in the morning. They all seem to be okay. One of the cats followed me down here. I don't know where it is now. Got my little bag with things I need, the iodine and towels and whatever. But yeah, these freckles. Here's Ruby right over here. She seems okay still. Misty morning. So many people seem to think that if you're homesteading, you become self-sufficient, you grow all your own food, you have no more costs. But when you buy a property, especially here in Portugal, it's usually been, unless you're paying top price for like move-in ready, it's usually been abandoned for a few years. And so you have to put money into it. And however much money you think it's going to cost, multiply that probably by 100, seriously. Because the costs are never ending in a way to set up all the infrastructure that you're going to need. So once you set up the infrastructure, you probably could become more self-sufficient. But if you're a meat eater, I don't know about you. I'm not really, I can't watch animals being killed. So I can eat the meat, no problem, but I can't do that part. So yeah, you've got to think about all of that. If you like a vegetarian or a vegan, then I suppose it's much easier to be self-sufficient. Going to harvest the beetroot because I mean they're not massive, but take them out and make some pickled beetroot. Be prepared though that everything takes time and costs money. So you've got to have some source of income. Even if you are having this plan to be self-sufficient, you've got to have some source of income. So when I was in Norway, I thought I'd be able to retire. I wouldn't have to, I could just work on the farm. I'd make enough money to live on, but it doesn't work that way. So homesteading, I would say, is more of a lifestyle than a livelihood. I'm watching you. What are you doing? So I've mixed up some grout. So I'm going to just put some grout on this, and then when it's dry, I'm going to paint the waterproofing stuff on it. So this is one of the skills that you learn. Like, I hadn't done this kind of thing, grouting or anything like that, before I got the farm in Portugal. So I'm just going to try and not smear the whole tile. I'm just going to try and get it over here in the gaps. So I'm using, I had some leftover dark colored grout from the bathroom. So I'm just using what I've got. There, I keep losing there we go. All right, so I'm just going to grout this quickly. grouting is done. I'm just going to let it dry, and when it's dried, I'm going to paint that waterproof stuff over it. Harvesting some acorns for the pigs, and I've got my little shadow that follows me around the farm. And there's still lots of acorns in the trees that haven't fallen off yet. Just coming to do a check on Ruby. I see they, eating fallen olives. Of course they see me coming to check on Ruby, so they all come running. Here comes Ruby running. Yeah, she's still jumping around. Oops, the cat gave him a fright. You're looking very swell, Ruby. Nothing yet. Busy pickling some beetroot from the garden. So I've just boiled them so that they are just soft. And now I'm just peeling them, cutting them into slices and putting it in this jar. And then the pickling mixture will be poured onto that. So I know you can buy beetroot in the shops and it's not that expensive, but making your own, I do like pickling things and making jams and so it's the way to spend a afternoon with slightly gloomy weather. Make some pickled beetroot from beetroot grown in your garden. So I've managed to make 1 bottle of pickled beetroot. So that's awesome. I've made the pigs a treat today to go with acorns and stuff. Lots of greens. I had some split peas that had weevils in, so I thought, oh, let's cook this all up for the pigs. Still no babies from Ruby. So I'm feeding a little bit later. You can already see the sun setting, because they say that if you feed them a little bit later in the evening, then there's less chance of them having babies during the night. Then they're more likely to have them early in the morning, because they will be digesting the food they're eating at night. That's the theory. Not too sure about the practice. So they know the pigs have been fed, they haven't been fed yet, so they are not terribly impressed. Yeah, Henry's doing his little sniff and smile thing. So maybe some of the others are starting to come into season, which will be good. But at the moment, yeah, we're waiting for Ruby. I was hoping she would have these babies before I go on my next trip, but chances are she's waiting for me to go. Well, that's it for today's video. So in the meantime, keep sane, keep safe, and I'll see you on the next video.